Sai Ram. Myself, Ashok Kumar, English teacher, Sri Satya Sai Lokaseva High School, Alike. Dear students, we shall start the English lesson. So first, we shall take the first lesson, that is a day in the ashram. A day in the ashram, written by C.F. Andrews. A day in the ashram, written by C.F. Andrews. Then I think you got the notes of first lesson, a day in the ashram. Bring a 200-page ruled book, king size book, and one more book that is 100-page if you want to write the grammar item. Correct? I think you have the textbook. Everyone has got the textbook. Now open the textbook, page number 2. Education for Life, that is the unit name, and the prose lesson is a day in the ashram. So who wrote the lesson, that is a day in the ashram? That is C.F. Andrews. C.F. Andrews. C.F. Andrews wrote the poem. Charles Freer Andrews wrote the lesson, a day in the ashram. So it was an direct experience of C.F. Andrews that he had in the ashram, Shantiniketan ashram, founded by whom? That is our great poet, that is Rabindranath Tagore. Now see about C.F. Andrews. C.F. Andrews, that is Charles Freer Andrews, born in 1871 on 12th February. He was born on 12th February 1871 in England. He was born in England and lived a long life till 1940, and he died in the year 1940 on April 5th. On April 5th. Then was an English priest. He was a priest of the Church of England. He was an educator and Indian freedom fighter. He came to India and he joined the freedom movement, and he became the Indian freedom fighter. He became Mahatma Gandhi's closest friend and associate. He was the companion of Mahatma Gandhi. So who was Mahatma Gandhi? Father of the nation, who fought for the sake of the nation, who sacrificed his life for the sake of the nation, and we remember him throughout our life. Correct? Then Charles Freer Andrews, he convinced Gandhiji to come back to India from South Africa. As he was the closest friend, as he was the closest associate, he convinced Gandhiji and supported Gandhiji. Closer, closest. Degrees of comparison. Closer than closest. Correct? Then friend opposite, F-R-I-E-N-D, friend opposite, foe or enemy. Enemy, friend. Next, Andrews reveals. What is reveal? Andrews reveals his experience. Reveal means disclose. Reveal means show. Reveal means unfold. Charles Freer Andrews uncovers, shows his experience while he stayed in the ashram. So one day he stayed in the ashram. Which ashram? Shantiniketan ashram. Who founded it? Rabindranath Tagore founded it. One day he stayed there. Stay means live. He lived there. Charles Freer Andrews tells, explains, describes his experience while he stayed in the ashram. Shantiniketan was founded by Rabindranath Tagore. Find, past tense found, past participle is found. Find, found, lost and found. You might have heard the word. Lost and found. I find the word, or find the word in the dictionary. I found the word in the dictionary. I have found the word in the dictionary. Difference. Now, this founded is found, founded, founded. Remember the difference between these two words, find, found, found. Found, founded, founded. So, Tagore founded what? Shantiniketan. So, Shantiniketan was founded by Rabindranath Tagore. It is a school with a difference. What is the speciality of that school? How was it different from other schools? It was a unique school. It was not similar to other school. So he says it is a school with a difference. What is the difference? Difference means what? Difference means deviation. Difference means diversity. Difference means distinction. So, it is different from others. It is a different variety. It is an exception. It is an exceptional school, not that of other type. It is not similar to other schools. So, with a difference, with a speciality, with a uniqueness, where in Shantiniketan, students learn with great joy. That is why we say, that is why you say, that is why the people say it is a difference. It is a different school, unique school, different from others. Why? Because children enjoy in that particular school. Children have great joy in that particular school. When do you enjoy the school? When you are let to play, when you are freed, when you are allowed to go and enjoy in the field, when you are given a chance to take part in co-curricular activities. Am I right? Yeah. We enjoy the school when we are free to enjoy. Correct? Now, great joy. Great is adjective. What kind of joy? Great joy. Now, so in Shantiniketan, why it is different from in Shantiniketan, gurus give pupils personal guidance, emotional guidance, intellectual guidance and spiritual education. There one could get spiritual education, emotional, intellectual development. That is why it is a unique school. Gurus teach the children under the shade of the tree, under the tree. So children could enjoy the class. Now come to the first paragraph. So it is the real experience of whom? Charles Freer Andrews. He says. So these are his words. What does he say? Words cannot picture to you the beauty of Shantiniketan. See follow me. See the textbook. Our own poet and teacher, whom we call Gurudeva, has named it in his song, the darling of our hearts, and it is worthy of the name. All who have visited the ashram, old and young alike, have felt its inner beauty growing more and more upon them. This is the first paragraph. Who describes it? C.F. Andrews describes. What does he say? Words cannot picture. Picture means what? Picture. Words cannot picture. It's a verb. This word can be used as noun and verb. So here it is verb. What is the meaning of picture? Describe. Describe what? Something. How? Clearly. So words cannot describe the beauty of Shantiniketan. Means there is no word which could describe the beauty of Shantiniketan. Means the beauty of Shantiniketan is beyond description, unimaginable, cannot be described. So he says words cannot picture. Then noun, picture means you draw, correct? That's it. Beauty of beauty, noun. Beautiful, adjective. Beautifully, adverb. Shantiniketan was very beautiful. Beautiful, adjective. C.F. Andrews described the beauty of Shantiniketan beautifully, adverb. Beautiful, ugly, opposite. Our own poet, he says, our own poet. Who is our own poet? And teacher. Who is our teacher? Our own teacher, that is Gurudeva. Who is called Gurudeva? Rabindranath Tagore. So Rabindranath Tagore is called Gurudeva, has named. So Tagore named. Who is Tagore? Who was Rabindranath Tagore? He was a Bengali poet. He was a writer. He was a composer. He was a philosopher. He was born on 7th May 1861 at Kolkata and died on 7th August 1941. And in 1913, as a great English writer, as a great Bengali writer, poet, composer, philosopher, he was awarded with the highest prize, that is the Nobel Prize for the literature, for Gitanjali. His work was Gitanjali. And what is Gitanjali? It is a collection of poems. And he was awarded with the Nobel Prize in the year 1913. And he was the first non-European to receive the Nobel Prize. Correct? And we recall his name, we remember his name every day, in the morning and in the evening, by singing the national anthem. Am I right? So, next, our own poet and teacher, whom we call Gurudeva. So, what do we call Rabindranath Tagore? Gurudeva. So who is referred to Gurudeva here? That is Rabindranath Tagore. So how did he describe Shantiniketan, the school? The darling of our hearts. In one of his songs he described the beauty, the darling of our heart. What is darling? Darling means beloved. Beloved, darling of our hearts, and it is worthy of the name. Worthy. Worthy means deserving, fit. Worthy means having worth. Having worth. Worthy opposite unworthy. It is a suitable name. It deserves that name. It is a fit name for it. And it is worthy of the name, correct name. Which one is the name? Darling of our hearts. Darling of our hearts refers to what? Shantiniketan. All who have visited the ashram, every person who visits the ashram, old and young alike. Alike means similar. Alike, similar. It is not alike, it is alike. Correct? Alike means similar. Similar. So old and, see the phrase, old and young alike means everyone. Alike, have felt, feel present, felt past participle, feel, past tense felt, past participle felt. Everyone felt its inner beauty. Shantiniketan's inner beauty. It has inner beauty, growing more and more upon them. That means the beauty of Shantiniketan plays an important role in the mind and heart of the person who visits the ashram. It influences the person, it motivates the person, it has its own role in shaping the feeling of that visitor. Everyone is influenced by the beauty. I think he got understood the first paragraph. Now come to the second paragraph. If I were to describe, who is the I? Who is the I? C.F. Andrews. If I were, see the use of conditional clause, if clause, conditional clause. If I were, suppose I am, that's the meaning. Supposition is contrary to reality. Suppose if I were to describe to you one day in the ashram, so how to describe the beauty? I have to take the example of the works of the particular day. That will satisfy your hunger, that will satisfy your thirst. See that. So he decided to describe a day's activities in the ashram with the boys. So he spent so many days with the boys in the ashram. Now he wanted to explain the beauty. So how to explain? Taking examples of the activities of a day. So he says with the boys, that would perhaps, a day's experience would perhaps best bring home. Bring home means, bring home means make understandable and clearer. Make clearer, make understandable. When, if I describe a day's activities, home to you, its inner beauty. So how to describe the inner beauty? Taking the activities of a day's work. Long, so he describes, how does he describe? Long before sunrise. When does our day begin? When we get up. Am I right? Correct. So long before sunrise, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset. When do we get up? Before sunset or after sunset? Before sunrise or after sunrise? When? We get up before sunrise. Correct? So long before sunrise. If we get up before sunrise, we can enjoy the beauty of sunrise. Correct? So long before sunrise, like the birds. So when do the boys in Shantiniketan get up? Long before sunrise. That means early in the morning the boys get up. Like the birds, the boys are compared to the birds. Birds get up early in the morning. They chirp. Like the birds in our own Amloki. Amloki means a kind of tree. A kind of tree similar to mango tree. So Amloki grows. Grows means group of trees. So there is a group of trees. There is a grew. Amloki grew. There live the birds. The birds get up early in the morning. At the same time, the boys get up. Our boys are awake means the boys are awake early in the morning. Get up early in the morning. Awake means get up. Awake present tense. Awoke past tense. Awoken past participle. Awake, awoke, awoken. The boys are awake. Boys get up early in the morning like the birds. The choristers are the first to rise. So before the boys, who gets up? That is choristers. Who is a chorister? Meaning is given there in the next page. See, choristers means members who sing in the choir of a church. What is a choir then? Meaning is given there, a group of singers singing hymns. Choir means sing. The choristers are the first to get up, first to rise, and they go after getting up. They go round the ashram, Shantiniketan ashram, singing their morning hymn. Hymn means song in praise of God. HYMN means song in praise of God. So they go round the ashram, the choristers, the group of singers go round the ashram in singing what? Hymn. That means praising the Lord, praising the God. You can hear, so when they start the hymn song, you can hear the voices in the distance. From a distant place, they start their work of singing and making other boys get up. In the distance, drawing near. Draw near means? Draw near means move closer. They come nearer and nearer and nearer, and then the sound dies away. Die away. Shall I write here? Die away means become gradually weaker and finally stop. Die away means become slowly weaker and weaker and weaker, and then finally stops the sound. Dies away. As the choir passes on to another part of the ashram, when does the sound die away? When the choristers move to the other part of the ashram. And then again it comes nearer. So when they take the round and when they come to the other side, they could listen again. Comes nearer and nearer. So it is a beauty. The beauty of the sound in the silent morning. So it is very silent morning. Only chirping sound of the birds could hear, nothing other than this. So the beauty of the sound in the silent morning. Silent opposite? Noisy. Silent morning. Air and the sense and the feeling. So we get happiness, sense of joy and reverence. Reverence means respect. Reverence means deep respect. Reverence means admiration, which it brings. So what does the song bring? It brings a sense of joy, it brings reverence and give peace to the soul. Thus, in the silent morning, the hymn or the song in praise of God or the song of the choristers bring peace to the soul and reverence and a feeling of joy. This is what C.F. Andrews experienced in Shantiniketan. So he describes, I think you understood these two paragraphs. Shall we move on to the third paragraph. So before that, read the first paragraph and second paragraph once. Now come to the third paragraph. So after an interval, the boys got up. Next, after an interval, what is an interval? A break. Interval break means break. Spelling C, B-R-E-A-K, break. Correct? Next, one more break is there, B-R-A-K-E. Past tense breaked, past participle breaked. This one, break. After an interval, after a break, each boy takes his asan. Every boy has an asan. What is that asan? His square of carpet. Every boy should carry a carpet into the fields. They should go to the fields and sits down on it, on the carpet, to meditate in his own place alone. So every boy has been given a place, fixed place. He should not change the place. He is not allowed to change the place. There they should sit. Why? For meditation. So it is an extra work other than curricular activities. Later on, after that, before the school work begins, the boys all stand together in the shade of the trees and sing their hymn. So before school begins, as we do in our school, as you do in your earlier school, how do the schools begin? With the prayer. Praying God to have what? A joyful school. So they pray together. Next, fourth paragraph. Till about 10:30, 10:30, the work of the school goes on. So how long the school work goes on? Do the school work go on? The school works go on till 10:30. Next, we have no classrooms. This is a speciality. Remember how to describe Shantiniketan. We have no classrooms. There is no classroom. The boys, then where do they sit? The boys sit with their teachers in the open air under the trees. So classes are going on under the trees, open air. There are no larger classes. We have larger classes. We have 40, 50, 60 students in the class. But in Shantiniketan, they have smaller classes. There are no larger classes. A group of 8 or 10 boys make a class. A group of 8 or 10 boys are seated around the teacher, asking him questions. So here, students will ask the teacher questions. Now it is very easy for the teacher to find out the interest of the boys, each boy. So here we can give individual attention to the students and motivate the students in their particular interest. Asking him questions. A very few books are used. Few books. A greater part is carried on through conversation. Carry on means continue. Continue a task, continue a work. So major part, greater part is discussed through conversation. Teacher and students would discuss the matter, and students would get their problems solved easily, and it would help the teacher to solve their problem and concentrate on each boy and satisfy their thirst of knowledge. The boys soon learn to open out all their difficulties to their teachers. They are free to discuss, they are free to throw their questions, and the teachers would convince them. They would give convincing answers, and boys soon immediately learn to open out, tell all their difficulties, difficult opposite easy, to their teachers, and the teachers get keenly interested. Keenly means Keenly means eagerly, very. Keenly interested in, keenly adverb, keen interest adjective. Keenly interested, interested, uninterested, interested in the boys' questions and answers. So how to get interest in a particular subject? How to find out whether the boy is interested in that particular topic? By asking questions. He will ask questions about his interesting field. Then the teacher would find out which field he is interested in. Keenly interested in boys' questions and answers. Such living education can never be dull. Dull, boring. Dull means boring. So such living education can never be dull, can never be not interesting. Never, ever. Interesting, boring. Interesting, boring. Uninteresting. Interesting, interesting, uninteresting. So what kind of education do the boys get in Shantiniketan? That is living education. Education for life. Life-giving education. Education is given according to the interest of the boys. Such education can never be dull, can be a motivating force to the boys to come up in life. I think he got, you understood. Now we have 5 questions below, that is C1. Write the answers for those questions and learn it. Okay, we shall continue in the next period. Sai Ram.